This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, welcome back everyone. So in the previous session, we looked into what are the transferable skills that you would be learning and spending your time on day in and day out in the role of a IT business analyst. Now, one question which I commonly face or come across from a lot of people who want to get into this business analyst role is that uh, what is the career path? Like, if I start into this BA role, somehow I land up into this job of an IT BA, then what will happen a few years down the line? Will I be stuck in this role, or what are the other options that I have? And am I taking a big risk by moving from my current job, which is most often into a totally unrelated non-tech, you know, industry, getting into this one? So this particular segment is to factor in all of those points, and also to give you an idea like what are the other things that can happen down the line if you start your work as a business analyst as of now. Okay, so the last slide which you saw, which was more about knowing what are the transferable skills. Now these skills will definitely land you up in a lot of other jobs. So now let's look at the typical option that you'll have. First option by default is like you start as an associate business analyst if you're starting as a graduate or a postgraduate directly into the career. Then you might get the role of a associate business analyst. Then from there you get into a business analyst. Then you become a senior business analyst, and you get into a lead business analyst, wherein you are actually working in a very big project which has multiple sub projects, with each sub project having its own BA, and you'll be leading this team of business analysts. So that is one role which you can see yourself down the line. That's self-explanatory actually, right? The next thing is the project management. So when you work as a business analyst, you get to see from close quarters as to what a project manager does day in and day out at their work. At the outset, for most of the people, they think, okay, there's not much work done by project manager. He's always into some calls. That's it. No major inputs from this person at all. But you'll get to realize that there is a lot riding upon the shoulders of a project manager. So as a BA, you get to know about it. You get to know the things in and out about how it works, and also you have a lot of interactions with your project manager. So that can eventually, if you really like to lead a team of people in a particular project, and take a lion's share of responsibility towards the success of a particular project, deal with the numbers, the financial budget, dealings, resource management, and all that stuff. If that is what is interesting to you, then you can start as a business analyst. You can work for a couple of years, and then down the line, maybe 3 years or 5 years or 7 years down the line, you slowly can get into the project management. So you can use this particular path of getting into the BA role, from there transitioning into the project management. The next thing is of a product owner, or rather you can say product management related roles. So here what happens is, you would not be, if you're a person who would not really like to deal with or be a manager and all that stuff, but are more focused on ensuring that end product is really as efficient, as user friendly as possible. If that is always your focus, key focus, then you might be interested in the product management. So again, you start as a business analyst, and few years down the line you can get into product owner. From there you can get into associate product manager, so on and so forth. So that is one more career path that you can really envision. And the next thing is the subject matter expert. So this can be technical or non-technical. For example, let's say that you have landed up as a business analyst, and you have worked on a set of couple of projects related to Salesforce. Just as an example. Now your interest in Salesforce has peaked. Then what you do is you get into some certification, and then you feel that, okay, this is something which I really can really implement across multiple projects. So I want to really narrow down to Salesforce and focus on only those projects and become a subject matter expert in Salesforce. Then you would be part of projects where it is getting implemented, Salesforce, and you would be sharing your valuable insights on how to make it much better, so on and so forth. Same thing can be about cloud, can be about cyber security, can be about a specific subdomain, anything like that. So you can maybe a payments, or maybe within healthcare there could be some particular sub topic which is of a wide range of uses are there for that such a particular concept across multiple projects. You might be interested in that, so you can focus on learning more, narrow down to that particular topic or concept, get certified if required, and become a subject matter expert. So that's one more path that you can look into. The next thing is the tech consulting. So here again, what happens is you would be spending so much time working on a specific technology sometimes that you might start developing an interest into it. So from the role of a business analyst, you can slowly move towards that tech consulting. So when you move into tech consulting, it can also help you to get into some of the major consulting companies out there, because you have that know-how, you have that skill set of how this technology really works. Okay, so and how do you build that? When you work on quite a few projects related to that particular technology, you inherently might develop an interest in it. Okay, so these are the different options, and of course this is not again the comprehensive list. There are many other options out there, but the most commonly used career paths by most of the business analysts is one of these five. And as I told earlier, your transferable skills. For example, when you talk about consulting, as a BA, you would be working on problem solving or communication, stakeholder management. That is something which will help you in tech consulting also. Similarly, when you work as a BA, you might be looking into, prioritizing the requirements and, looking into some sort of market analysis or understanding customer needs. Again, this is something which can help you when you want to focus into project management, or sorry, product management. Okay, and again, if I have to talk about project management, then again you would be doing a lot of collaboration, you would be looking into some sort of risk management, scope management, and all these things. That is something which can help you towards the project management, so on and so forth. So when you work as a BA, you get to develop a lot of transferable skills, which can in turn lead you to get into any of these multiple career paths that you can build for yourself. Okay, so overall, this is the gist of what you can think of yourself. In fact, this can also help you in your interview questions. Like mostly, you'll come across a question, right? Like 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, where do you see yourself? Then you can say, based on your current understanding, if you already have some clarity, you can say that I want to get into business analyst, then get into a lead position, and from there on I want to do XYZ. Or if you feel like you're not yet decided, but still you can call out these things. You can say that right now my objective is to get into a very good project as a business analyst, and down the line, based on my interest at that point of time, I have few options in my mind, and I will eventually go into one of these things. That could be the product management, project management, or consulting. Example. Okay. So this is how you can really prepare for this interview question, and also be aware of what is in store for you when you land up into a role of a IT business analyst. Okay, so that's it for now. We'll close this session here. We'll meet again in the next one, wherein we'll discuss about the pros and cons of this ITBA role. Okay, thanks everyone.